My name is Alexis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Is that the name that you would like to go by?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, I just want to welcome you and say thank you for coming in. And can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I would say probably for like the past 2 years of my life, haven't been as happy as I can remember myself being when I was younger. A lot of changes have taken place over the course of 2 years, and I don't know, like, I'm not sure. I haven't been like diagnosed or anything, but I think I might be suffering from depression. I've read up about it a little bit, but it's affecting my life to the point where I'm not really motivated at work. A lot of times it's even hard to get out of bed, and I've kind of just gotten to the point where I feel like I need to do something about it, especially before it gets worse. So that's why I'm here today, basically.
Okay. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit later. But you said you work.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the job that you do?
I actually work at this group home for children. I got my major in social work.
Okay.
And I really enjoy my job. I used to enjoy it more, before I started, feeling down. And so I really pride myself in being there, and available to the residents of the home. But it's been hard for me to, really, really delve into, what my actual job responsibilities and what's required, just because I'm, in my head a lot, or sometimes I feel apathetic, and yeah, so I really just want to not feel that way, so I'm, better able to service the people there.
Okay. And how long have you been there?
About 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And did you move? Like, are you from here or?
Not originally, no. After I graduated, I relocated here due to more job opportunities,
Okay.
and I was really excited, at first, especially right after graduation. I was really passionate, but I don't know. I think being away from my family, I didn't expect it to affect me as much that it has, I guess, but it definitely has. And some days are easier than others, but there are the days where it gets really, really hard, and I miss them, because I'm used to being around them, but I definitely think that like has contributed to how I've been feeling.
Okay. So do you consider yourself pretty close with your family?
I do, definitely, especially my mom.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your mom?
My mom, she honestly is just like my best friend. It didn't always used to be that way. I mean, I feel like at some point all teenagers kind of go through a period with either one or both of their parents where they kind of butt heads a little bit. But as I've gotten older, especially going off to college, she definitely has like come to respect me as an adult, and it's always just been really easy to talk to her. She's always been open and honest with me, and has allowed me to feel like I can be the same with her. So yeah, like we talk, I would say maybe 3 times a week, just to check in on each other, see how we're doing and everything. But sometimes it doesn't take the place of actually her being here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do here.
Okay.
And so basically, we're going to talk for 10 minutes, and we're just going to figure out what is going on with you and some ideas and some goals that we can move forward with. Everything you say is confidential unless it's causing harm to yourself, others, or the elderly, children as well. Then we have to take it to someone else and address it there. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you said what brought you in was you just feeling kind of like exhausted, basically, and just overwhelmed with things. And can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I used to be, I used to consider myself an outgoing person. I have a lot of friends, and we used to do a lot of things together, especially like in college, things that I would look forward to. But with me relocating, I don't know, it's just been kind of hard to be as motivated, and I think I've always kind of struggled with change, especially big changes, and considering the fact that I, left all my friends, basically left my family, and the job, it was great at first, but I'm just not finding the same passion, and I don't know if I would consider it burnout, because I know that tends to happen, with social workers.
Yeah.
But I definitely have noticed a change, and I just wanted to, I don't know, maybe just talk to someone and see, if it was normal, or if there's things that I maybe could do to, kind of get myself out of that rut, and just see, if I can kind of get back to the way things were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you graduating college and moving, all of these different life-changing experiences are a lot, and it's a huge adjustment for you. And so, I just want to say, like, you're doing a really good job of just, like, coming in and trying to figure out, like, where to go from here and, like, how to get back on track. And so I just wanted to congratulate you on that. Like,
Thank
you're
you.
doing a really good job just making that step. And so your goal that you want to get from here, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you want to just make sure that things are going, like, you can just become the old you, basically. And what are some things that you have tried, if any, like, to get you back on there? Have you tried anything?
I haven't tried too many things. One thing I did, I used to really, really enjoy reading a lot, just to kind of, escape, give me some food for thought, especially when I would leave work, when I would come home after a long day. That's something that I would, do to kind of lift my spirits, and then I also tried, just kind of, one of my friends actually a while ago, gave me like the idea of treating yourself, or just kind of taking yourself out and not like depending on someone else to do it, or just waiting around for. So I tried that, and it was nice, but after you come back home, you're still with your thoughts and with your reality. So in the moment, it's fine. Both of those things in the moment, things are fine. But once you stop doing it, it's just like you're still left with the issues, and that's what I'm kind of having a hard time dealing with.
Okay. So, on like a scale of 0 to 10, where would you consider placing yourself on that scale of, like, 0 being that you have no desire to fix this and you have no willpower, and 10 being that you you're ecstatic about it, like you really want to make a change and you really want to get out of this rut and this feeling of just sadness and overwhelming? Where would you place yourself on the scale?
Probably mentally, I'd say like a 6.5, 7. But physically and actually doing it, maybe a 4.5 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mentally, it's a 6 for you. And what does that look like? What does a 6 look like to you?
A 6 mentally looks like I'm kind of fed up with myself, and I really, really want to make a change and seek resources and opportunities to do something about like my problems. And then the 5 physically is like, that's gonna take a lot of effort, and then what if I get shot down and things don't work out? So it's basically a waste of my energy and time. So I kind of have those dueling ideas about actually enforcing a change.
Okay. So you have a little fear in there as well. Okay. So let's say that I'm gonna ask you a strange question.
Okay.
And so let's say you come home after going to classes and you get back and you're doing your nightly routine and you go to sleep and a miracle takes place. And when you're sleeping, you don't know the miracle has happened. You're sleeping, and you wake up and you go down the stairs. But like, what would be the first thing you notice that this miracle has taken place at night? That what would be different?
I think I would wake up feeling like a load has been lifted off of me. I wouldn't necessarily have as many negative thoughts as I normally do, which in turn ended up hindering me from accomplishing like things that I want to do as effectively as I used to. Yeah.
Okay. And would your friends and the people around you notice anything different?
I think they may. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they would. I don't always let them see, exactly what's going on with me, but I think that they would notice some sort of a change. Yeah.
Okay. And looking at the change that you would see in yourself, how would that make you feel? Like,
a lot better, a lot more motivated, especially for, the kids that I work with. I think I'd be a lot more carefree and, not have so much anxiety towards, just basic things. Yeah, and it'd just be easier for me to do what I needed to do, and I'd be happier.
okay. So we covered a lot of things today, and I loved how open you were and just like giving me a lot of things to work with. And I'm so glad that you came in and that we could meet each other and talk about this. I believe our time is coming to a close, so I just wanted to debrief about that and see if you had any like thoughts in your mind still that you wanted to cover, or that we can just set some goals for the upcoming week that you can work on. And so when you come back, if you want to come back, we can see how those goals have went. So what do you think would be a good goal for you, for like one thing to try as you go along this week?
Maybe just to be more aware of my thoughts and how they're affecting, like how I feel about certain things. Like, I notice a lot that a lot of times I may have like negative thoughts or negative perceptions about something, and that in turn affects the overall idea or process of how I go about addressing that. And so maybe, I guess, just being more aware of my thoughts and like try to think more positively and see if that, I don't know, maybe, just affects how I approach things and how, like, for example, how I approach my task at work, for example. So I think that may be beneficial.
I think that's a really good goal.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see like how well you do when you come back. If you would like to meet again next week,
I would.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We can do the same time, or is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll do the same time next week. I would love to see how the goal goes, and thank you for coming in. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.